She lifted her glass, eyes gleaming with venom. "I have an announcement," she said, her voice slicing through the chatter at the long birthday table. Forks froze midair. Conversation stopped cold. Then, with a smirk meant to sting, she said, "I'm cutting you out of the will." Gasps, nervous laughter, eyes darted to me, waiting for me to break. But I didn't. I smiled, slow, steady, controlled. "That doesn't matter anymore, Mom," I said, calm as ever, "because your will has nothing I need." Her smirk wavered, and that was just the beginning. I used to worship her. When I was little, she felt like a fortress, strong, untouchable. I lived for her approval, breathing it in like air. But her love always came with conditions. Praise only showed up when I performed, when I made her look good. The second I chose my own path, when I stopped being her reflection, the mask slipped. Suddenly, I was ungrateful. An embarrassment. A failure. She threw those words like knives, cutting deep until I learned to stay quiet. The betrayal didn't come all at once. It crept in slowly. I started seeing it clearly. How my siblings were coddled while I got the sharp edge of criticism. My wins were brushed aside. My mistakes were magnified. The truth finally hit me the day I overheard her on the phone. "She'll never be enough," she told my aunt. "Not like the others. I don't even plan to leave her anything." It wasn't about money. It was about being erased, her final judgment that I didn't matter. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just started planning. I became exactly who she thought I was, the quiet disappointment, the outcast. But behind that mask, I was working. I saved every dollar. I invested when no one was watching. While my siblings spent carelessly, I built something, silently, persistently. And then came the move that changed everything. I bought her debt, her mortgages, her credit cards, then her medical loans she thought were safe. One by one, I took them all, hidden neatly behind a shell company. On paper, it looked like random creditors. In truth, every cent of her future now ran through me. She had no idea, not until tonight. So when she stood at her birthday dinner, glass raised, waiting for me to crumble, I was ready. "I'm cutting you out of the will," she said again, smiling wide, expecting me to fall apart. Instead, I leaned back and said calmly, "That doesn't matter anymore, Mom. Your will has nothing I need." Confusion rippled through the room. My siblings frowned. My mother's eyes narrowed. "What's that supposed to mean?" she snapped. I slid a single envelope across the table. "Read it." She opened it. The color drained from her face. Inside were mortgage papers, loan statements, property deeds, all with her signature, all now under my name. "You?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "Yes," I said, cutting her off. "Every debt you owe belongs to me now. Legally, quietly. You cut me out of your will, fine. But I own everything you thought you'd pass down." The air went still. My brother dropped his fork with a clatter. My sister's mouth fell open. Her hands shook as she flipped through the pages. This can't be real." "It's real," I said softly. "Check the filings. Check the courts. You're not just out of control, Mom. You're in my control." Silence swallowed the room. For once, she had no clever remark, no smirk, no weapon to use. I met her eyes and said, "You wanted to erase me, but instead you erased yourself. You don't own this house. You don't own your future. I do." Her voice cracked. You wouldn't throw your own mother out." I tilted my head slightly. Family doesn't humiliate each other in public. Family doesn't try to destroy their own child on their birthday. But you did. So why should I show mercy? Her glass slipped from her hand, shattering on the floor. I stood. "This dinner is over," I said, and walked away, leaving her shaking, my siblings frozen, the truth pressing down on every inch of that room. Looking back now, I feel no guilt. For years, she thought she was untouchable, that her words defined me, that her will decided my worth. But worth isn't written on a piece of paper. It's built quietly, through grit, through pain, through persistence. I built freedom. I built power. I built control. And when the moment came, I revealed it with the calm she never could master. So when I smiled that night and said, That doesn't matter anymore, Mom, because your will has nothing I need. It wasn't rebellion. It was justice.